Well, how about it, y'all? This is Daniel Nicholson with Nicholson Farms, and welcome back to another video. We got done with all the animal chores today. Everybody's looking pretty well. The goats don't need any attention right now. They've got a mineral tub or a protein tub. They've got mineral feeder, and they got a bale of hay. Basically, all we have to do with them is check the water every day. The pigs are fed, make sure they have water. Fed our buck Clyde and our butcher steer sirloin. Moved the rabbits, fed them. Fed our 3 sick goats that you might have saw in the intro that kind of looked like they had diarrhea. In our last video, I think it was, if not the video before that, we separated them off from the herd and started treating them with cord for coccidia, and I also dewormed them the next day off of camera, and they're hopefully turning around. The diarrhea has stopped at least. They're looking a little more energetic. We're just going to keep feeding them grain for the next couple weeks to kind of get them through the cold spell that we're about to get, and also just kind of give them a little more energy, get them back on their feet. I don't ever expect them to really fully recover. All 3 of those goats are going to sell the first of the year, so I just want to make them look a little bit better for the sale, and also I don't want to lose them, and I'm not going to take 3 sick goats to the sale barn. So we're going to keep them around and hopefully help them out and get them a little bit better. But it's really cold this afternoon and kind of windy, so I've got me a cup of coffee to warm up, and I'm in the greenhouse right now. This greenhouse, for those that have not seen it, it is something that we did last year. Somebody gave me one of those kits. It was already put together, but they wasn't using it. A kit that you can get off of Amazon, I believe, of a greenhouse that used to have green sides to it. But I just took the frame basically and set up a greenhouse, built tables all the way around it. If you can see, we got tables with wire on top of it so water can drain through. But it's 18 or 16 foot by 8 foot, I believe. Might be 18 foot, I can't remember. But anyways, we can fit about 2,000 plants in here with 6 cell trays. And last year we started about 1,500 plants in this greenhouse for our own use and to sell. And actually last year, the plant sales and produce sale was our biggest source of income off the farm last year. A lot of that has to do with the way we switched up our breeding season last year, where we didn't breed till the end of November. That way we're having spring kids, and we're hoping to hold on to our kids till first part of March, when our market kind of gets a little higher around here. So that's why we don't have any income off the goats this year, other than the couple coal nannies that we sold. Pigs last year didn't do well. I bought a batch of pigs from a guy, and I lost about 60% of them. And so the pigs wasn't a source of income last year either. So it was all to the greenhouse and the garden. With that being said, we're going to be trying to increase the amount of produce that we're selling this year, and also plant starts that we're selling this year. Last year, I want to say I got this greenhouse done right about this time, right around Christmas. And it might have been in January, actually. It was in January, because I remember, because I started my broccoli and my cauliflower late. I was planning on selling broccoli and cauliflower out of this greenhouse last year. Got a little late on me, and wasn't able to do that. I had to throw a bunch of broccoli and cauliflower away. But this year, we're going to try to start now. The first, well, maybe not today, but the 1st of January, we're going to be putting some seeds into some trays here in the greenhouse. We're going to be starting broccoli, cauliflower, some lettuces, spinach, a lot of early spring crops. Go ahead and get them started. That way, if you come February, March, we can start selling those plants for people to start their early gardens. At least that's the plan. Hopefully we don't have to throw away a bunch this year like we did last year. But we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna try to maximize this greenhouse this year. It's paid for. It paid for itself last year. So why not use it to expand our income and expand our produce business, I guess. But it is a mess right now. Haven't been using the greenhouse since late spring last year. And so somehow or another, it's just come a hub for random stuff. I've got horseshoes, a basket of horseshoes over there. Don't know how that got in here. So I figure this afternoon, I'm just gonna kind of pick up a little bit, get it set up, kind of get an inventory of what I have and what I need in the next couple weeks to get our plant started. So I guess to start off with, you know that broccoli I was telling you that I planted late last year? Well, this is what's left of it. It got set outside to the side. So we can either reuse this soil or just throw it in the garden to kind of amend the garden. Save these packs, they never gotten used. They're not been up, there's nothing wrong with them. Might as well reuse them. This will dump all these out real quick. See what else there is to clean up. So if you want to see just how hot a little greenhouse can get in the middle of the summer in August, July here in South Carolina, these were left on top of the table. And I actually have some of these trays that got heated up and bent as well. Some of them's not going to be able to be used again, but that's my fault. Should have come in here and put everything away, I guess. Well, I pretty much got the greenhouse as clean as it's gonna get today. Got everything off the floor, at least, and kind of somewhat organized where I can find everything. I got these cabinets right here from my grandma. She was throwing them away. And I want to set them up underneath this table to put all my trays and stuff in, but that one right there is too tall. This one right here sitting on the ground, the doors won't open. So I got to figure out something to get those set up where I can kind of get some stuff off the counter and have some storage space in here. But that's not going to be today. Got everything about situated. Got everything for us, my fish emulgent, some 7 dust, some stuff I use for pests, my sprayers, auger that we use in the garden. I don't know why it's in here still, but it's still in here. We picked some peas, green beans, and some okra. We're going to pull out the seeds of those before too long so we have some seeds for the garden next year, saving our own seeds. But back here, kind of got all my trays and flats and everything. There was actually a feed and seed store here in Newberry that closed down over the summer, and the owners were actually retiring. They wasn't shutting down because of lack of business. It was just they were getting older, and decided they wanted to hang up the business and enjoy retirement. But they put everything in their store about 50% off, if not better. And I went in there and I bought all kind of stuff for us around the farm. They have fencing supplies, all kind of stuff, some greenhouse stuff. So I bought all the flats that they had left, 6-cell flats. I like to use the 6-cells for my tomatoes and stuff like that. I really like using the 4-cell for kind of, you know, lettuces and things like that. But I'm not going to purchase any this year just because I have so many of these. All these are trays, brand new. So got plenty of those. Those ought to last me a couple years. This is enough 6-cell trays right here to last me for sure this year, if not next year as well. So luckily to pick those up on a deal. I was ordering them from Greenhouse Supply, I want to say. That's where I ordered my stuff last year at least. But we got those, and hopefully they'll last. And we should be good to go on the trays. Over here I've got all that dirt that it's dirt now, I guess. Them old plants in this. Probably gonna break them down and try to reuse this soil because I don't have any soil to put in my trays right now. I'm gonna have to pick up a couple bags of that before I start planting. Got some old cells, 4 and 6-cell packs from last year. I can reuse it, especially for my personal use. Got some old trays. Got a bunch of random stuff, some tags, soil block maker. I bought this soil block maker a couple of years ago, and I really like using the soil block maker. You don't have any trash left behind as far as your plastic and stuff. But whenever I planted everything last year, I put everything in trays, and I did that because I didn't know what I'd sell and what I wouldn't sell. And if I have them in soil block for my personal use, I'm not going to transplant them into a cell to sell to somebody. So last year, everything I planted in the garden was already in plastic, and I might set some stuff to the side this year that I know I'm just planting for myself and use soil block maker. But this is a pretty cool little tool. It's kind of expensive, but basically you just wet your soil down, make a couple blocks. It puts a little divot in the end where you can put your seed, top dress it with a little soil, and you're good to go. Works really well. Like I said, you don't use a bunch of plastic. You can put them straight on these trays. Some people make little wood boxes for them. It's kind of cool. But everything is set up. We're ready to go. Like I said, we're going to be planting some stuff the first of the year, so just a couple weeks away. About 2 weeks away is whenever I need to get started. I need to look in the freezer. I keep all my seeds in the freezer, so I don't have to worry about them germinating on me. So I need to look in the freezer and see what I have and what I need to order or try to find. One of the big problems this year is that feed and seed store that shut down is where I got all my seed. So we're going to be ordering some now. There's nobody really in Newberry within a 30-minute drive to get any good seed from. I don't really like using Lowe's or Walmart or Tractor Supply or anything like that for seeds. I like using smaller businesses. I feel like their seeds are a little better anyways. So that kind of brings me to something else as well. This year, why don't you try to start your own plants? Just go to the store, get some seeds. There's all kind of little kits you can get on Amazon. All kind of different ways to start plants. You really don't have to have any good sunlight for the first couple days until those plants germinate, but whenever they do, you don't have to have a greenhouse. I mean, this isn't nothing fancy. You can do a whole lot cheaper. There's kits on Amazon that you can buy, from little small things to big things. Just get you some seeds, try to start them. If you don't want to start your own seeds, that's fine. But if you're planning on starting a garden this year or growing your own produce, don't go to your big box stores to buy your plants. Like Tractor Supply, Lowe's, Walmart. It's nothing against those companies, but those plants come in from all over the U.S. You don't know where they came from. You don't know how they were taken care of before you got them. 9 times out of the 10, the person that is watering and taking care of them every day doesn't really know anything about plants. They don't know, what time of year those plants should be planted, or could tell you any information on them either. And just go out and support your local people that are starting plants, whether it be someone small like me that advertises on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, or by word of mouth, or either just a small greenhouse outfit on the side of the road that's selling vegetable plants. And you stop in, see what they have. Those people that have smaller greenhouses on the side of the road are probably your best bet of finding good, healthy plants. Those people have invested a lot of money and time into their small operation, and I guarantee you they know everything that you're going to need to know about that plant you're purchasing. Not only are you helping somebody on a little bit of smaller scale than the box stores, you're getting additional information on those plants. You can be pretty sure that those plants are pretty healthy, and you're supporting your local farmers and local horticulturists, and they will greatly appreciate it, I promise. But with all that being said, I didn't really have a whole lot going on this afternoon, so I figured I'd go ahead and jump in here, clean up the greenhouse, start getting mentally prepared for garden season again. It is December, the end of December, and it's cold. The last thing you're really thinking about is the garden, but it's right around the corner. We got to get ready, get these plants started, so hopefully we can sell a little bit more this year and add some additional income to our farm revenue. But I really appreciate you hanging out with us. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, leave us a comment, and we'll see y'all on the next one.